All right. You guys ready? All right, I'll be quick up here and get the questions.
We have people up there. It's tough to watch there. Someone has my job here. All right. We'll go ahead and get started, Coach.
Yeah. Still sweating a little bit from practice, so it was a good reminder. Make sure we're hydrating, eating the right way before the game on Saturday night. It'll be a good environment out there. So, I think they said it was 83 degrees. It'll be nice Saturday night for football. So, excited to be home. Excited to be back at Bobby Dodd and have a chance to play in front of our fans and our crowd. Expecting a lot of people to be here and show up. Enthusiastic and from our fans and our alumni and our and the students. That's what's exciting, to be back in front of the students again. Just the way we closed out the season last year with the fans. Another night game here. I think it's gonna be really exciting atmosphere to play in. So as a football team, we've had another good week of practice. It's been a 4 or 5 week journey now of these guys really answering the call every day to come out to work. Understanding that yesterday means nothing about today, and every have good practice one day, you just have to build on it the next. And talked a lot about standards and identities, right? And long ago when I first started out, we said that there really is no standard. There's no standard in the program. We have to create the standard. We have to create an identity, and success comes from having a standard, and everyone's held to the same standard, right? Regardless of what type of player, coach, first team, first year scout team player, anybody in the entire organization. Everyone's held, and myself, number one is, we're all held to the same standard, and we want to walk through that door every day and give the absolute best we can possibly be, do the absolute best job we can possibly do, right, in order to make this football team be able to have opportunities to be successful on the weekend. And I think we've gotten to the point where we've set a standard, right? Well, standards don't stay the same. Standards every day are either elevated or they get better or worse. They're elevated or they decrease. And it's up to every individual person to continue to elevate standards, right? Well, standards are just that. They are temporary. They have to be re-established every day. They're very emotional. Standards are very emotional. Identities, though, identities like your name. Like your name stays with you. The name is who you are. It's not what you do. Well, a standard is what you do, and it's what you're known for doing. But an identity becomes actually who you are, and that's our job. Right? We don't have an identity yet, right? That's the next step that we're working towards, is establishing an identity of the 2024 Georgia Tech football team. And when you get 12 opportunities guaranteed to put in, we put 365 days of work a year in on this, and you get 12 opportunities guaranteed. So we've got a one game season this Saturday that we're really excited about. Excited to play a team right down the road that's an in-state team. A lot of the players and coaching staffs are familiar with each other, playing back here at Bobby Dodd under the lights. So again, it's a great opportunity for us, but it's just that it's another opportunity. Last week means nothing to do with this week. Next week means nothing to do with this week. Right? This is a one season game for us, and that's the way we're going to go about it.
Go.
Obviously, you do have familiarity with some of the staff over there and guys you've worked with in the past. Does that help you when you don't have game film at all, like maybe having an idea of what they might do with personnel and those types of things?
No, it doesn't. Know a lot of people on, for the most part, every staff that we're going to play this year. It doesn't. People, good football coaches, all right, they put together schemes that are personnel driven. They put together schemes and calls and plays and runs and passes and blitzes and coverages. They put those things together for what's best for their team, right? We don't know their team, right? We know some of the personnel that was on their team. And so like I said on Tuesday, this game's about us being the best version of ourselves at 8 o'clock on Saturday night, right? This is about us going into the game and then being able to make adjustments within the game, no different than than had to be done last week, right? That's what we have to do. Right? We can't get caught up in worrying about what may or may not. Those are all hypotheticals, right? You sit there and guess on something, and now you're starting over at 8 o'clock. Right? It's not about that. It's about us being the best we can be. We're exposed to a lot of different things in practice every day, and we have been since the beginning of spring ball on both sides of the ball and special teams. All right, so it's about our guys playing fundamentally sound, playing with great effort, playing for 60 minutes, playing each play one play at a time, come to the sideline, stay in the course, trusting the plan, trusting the preparation, and playing a complete game.
Chad.
How's the health of the running back room? Could we see even more guys get carries on Saturday?
Yeah, you never know how a game's going to play out. Last week was a 53-play game, so there was really only room for 2 guys. I think in a perfect world, you look for 3 guys in a game to carry the load. So the health is good. Health is really good in the running back room. In other places, we'll see. But the running back room, we're full go.
Right.
You talked about, wanting the team to be focused this week, take it one day at a time and so forth. Were you satisfied with the way they practiced this week?
I'm never satisfied. You ought to know that. There's no satisfaction. All right? There's no satisfaction at all. All right? I mean, that's just a cop-out to be average, in my opinion, to be satisfied. Right? You can always be better. You can always do more. Right? You can always be a better version of yourself. You can always be a better person. Right? You can always be kinder. Right? You can always be faster. You can always be tougher. You can always be stronger. All right, so no, I'm not satisfied. I'm never satisfied. I don't believe in self-imposed limitations or ceilings we put on guys or a team in that fact.
Jackson.
I know it's the first time these 2 programs have played, but given the proximity and, being in state and everything, is it something maybe you'd like to see more in the future, more games played in the future?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have anything to do with the scheduling. We have small input on those things. We have a conference schedule that we play every year, and then we want to be able to play the best opponents we can possibly play. They create value for Georgia Tech. They create value for our fan base, and they create value for recruiting. And when you play a team in state, there's crossover. There's people that have interest in both parties. There's people that have gone to both schools. So, to be able to have a crowd at this game on Saturday night, I think is going to be a wonderful thing. And to play games like this in the future, again, look, we take every opportunity we can to play another game. I mean, people have asked before about the extended playoffs. I mean, I just said, there's 12. We're only guaranteed 12 times a year to play. We work. It's the only game like that. Baseball, basketball. I mean, they're not. They play a lot of games. I mean, not football. And every game is like a different season. You have to. You start over again. So. To be able to play more games, have an opportunity to play more games, play people that are close to us. I mean, it's easier on travel. I know it's easier on people having to get on a flight and go somewhere, stay in hotels, all those things. So the efficiency of it, I think, is good.
You guys have some momentum in terms of fans being excited about the program and stuff, and getting people back in the stadium. How important is that to capitalize on that for what you're trying to build in terms of your culture and winning and winning the next game and those kinds of things?
Like I said on Tuesday, that momentum was really something that's established each week in practice. Momentum doesn't carry over internally week to week. Momentum doesn't carry over season to season. Momentum really doesn't even carry over day to day. I mean, we all wake up and every day's a new day. The sun comes up the next day just like it did the day before. So now when you look at the fan base, I don't know if it's momentum or it's more just the energy, it's excitement. I think, and really that starts with President Cabrera. It starts with our athletic director, Jay Batt. The alignment that they've created really from the top down for our athletics programs to be able to have a good product, to put a good product on the field. But again, those things go week in and week out. It's always exciting to have the fan support behind you. And when you play at home and you have fans, I mean, our fans, our student section, they truly are going to be a 12th man in this game. Right? They're going to help us within the game, right? And game play for 60 minutes, play for 4 quarters, and for us to be able to have our fan base and our students to be there that whole time. Right, that's important. It's really important. That's why they call it a home field advantage, and we want to create one of the best ones in the entire country here at Bobby Dodd.
Chad.
I remember last year.
I just snapped. I just did that. I seriously did.
I couldn't hear you. Yeah. I remember last year you looked into changing some report times for the hotel and sleep patterns. Did you look into that as well going into this
Yeah,
year?
we look at everything when the season's over. We evaluate everything. The schedule, though, is as it is, or as it was at the second half of the season last year, once we made a few of those tweaks and adjustments.
Go.
Something that probably not a lot of people have thought about, but I'm sure you have. Taking out the edge building, has that changed kicking at all in terms of the winds? And you now have like kind of an open corner in the stadium. I imagine it's
I hope
changed a
so.
lot.
I hope our kickers don't kick one through it. It'd be way off if they did. The goalposts are still where they were. They didn't move those. They moved a building, so if it goes through that big gap, we got problems.
Anything else? Go.
In terms of the game, I imagine this is one where you had to put together a lot of different film on individual personnel and trying to figure out how they mix and match because they have a lot of transfers and those types of things. How difficult is it to piece that stuff together, and how much extra work is it when you don't have a lot of tape maybe on how a coach will coach it within a school and that kind of thing?
Again, those are hypothetical things, right? And this is a game that the more gray you become, the less chance you have for success. The more gray you are as a coach, the more gray it's going to become to the players, right? The ifs, the maybes, those don't exist, right? You know, if this happens, well, then maybe this, right? You got to be determined. It's going to be when this happens, this will happen. This will happen after this happens, right? That's the way you have to play the game, but that's the way you have to coach the game. That's the way you have to prepare. No different than we did last week. Yeah, you look at film of players, individual players from different places, but now you got players that are playing in possibly a different scheme. Right? How are they going to play within that scheme? How are they going to play in that environment? Those are all things that we can't worry about those. Right? Do you want to worry about them? Heck yeah. I mean, that's human nature, is to worry about those things. Right? But I'll be darned if the players are going to worry about it. Right? We've got a colossal task at hand at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. Everyone is aware of that. Everyone knows that. And that task at hand is to go out and be a better version of the Georgia Tech football team this season than we were last week. Bottom line, that is it. All right, we will have to make great adjustments as a staff. I'll have to make great adjustments as the head coach. I'll have to be on my toes of things, of the unknowns that could occur. But that's why you prepare and we practice the way we do. And then the thing we can't do is have the players ease into a game, right? And if we act that way during the week, that's exactly what's going to happen, right? That's not what we're building this program on. That's not what we want to be. That's not who we're going to be, right? This is a team that we want to be fast, physical, right? We want to play one play at a time. We want to play for 60 minutes, right? And every time we get an opportunity to go on that field and play, we want to take full advantage of it.
Anything else?
That's it. Go Jackets.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
See everyone on Saturday.
Appreciate you guys.